And today I will be teaching you how to create a modified version of the cookie clicker game. So first I'll demonstrate it. So when I click go and I start clicking the cookie, it increases my score. And as you can see, I also have a background going on as well, with a bunch of mini cookies going around. And then when I stop clicking it for a few seconds, it eventually begins to go down, as you can see here. So now I will teach you how you can code this and make it your own. So first of all, we can go to the event section, the when flag clicked, because again, when the flag is clicked, it starts a bunch of other commands. The flag is like the start button, so as you can see, it starts the whole game. So you're going to go to variables and make a new variable and then name it score and click OK, as I've done here already. So when the flag is clicked, we want to set the score to 0, so it starts at 0. It's not continuing from a older score or anything like that. It's just starting plain at 0. So you click this and set score to 0, and then you drag it under this flag block. And then you'd set the size to 100, or set the size of the cookie to 100, its original size. So for that, you'd go to looks and then drag out the set size to 100 block, and then that section of the code is done. And then now we want something to happen when this big cookie is clicked. So when this sprite is clicked, make sure that you are on your main cookie. Make sure that you selected your main cookie. If you get confused, you can also name them big cookie. I feel like it's easier that way in case you get confused, because I know lots of people get confused that way. But anyway, so when the sprite is clicked, you can go to the events and drag out the when sprite is clicked, so that when the sprite is clicked, it does the following commands. Change the score by 1. Again, that's from variables, and you're just changing the score by 1. So if it starts at 0, it would go up by 1 each time. 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. And you change the size by 10, so it's like going up and down like a heartbeat. I'll demonstrate again. See, the size, the cookie goes up and down when I click it. That's just like an effect. So change the size by 10 out of the looks section, and then you can switch the costume to costume 2. And the way this works is that, as you can see, when I click on my costumes tab, I have the costume 1, the original one, and then I have costume 2 with the yellow one. So they're kind of like alternating, as you saw when I was playing the game. So the way I did this was I simply just hovered over this choose a costume section, and I clicked paint. Or I originally went here and then I copied this, and then I went here and I clicked paint, and then as you can see, you can simply paste it over here and then make your modifications. So I just used the pen tool to draw the yellow, what are they called, rays, I guess. And that's that. So switch the costume to costume 2, and then wait 0.1 seconds. That's in the events command, I believe, or is it the control? It's in the one of them. And then change the size by -10, so that's when it's like pulsing. It goes back, it went up 10%, and then it's going down 10% to create that effect. And then you switch the costume back to costume 1, as you see here. And then all that together creates one kind of effect for our cookie. Very cool. And next here, we are going to drag another when the flag clicked block out of events, and then drag the forever block out of the control panel, the forever loop, shall we say, and inside that loop, you're going to put the wait 2 seconds block, and then the change score by -1. And this shows that when the person waits 2 seconds without clicking the cookie, it's going to start decreasing by 1 point, as you can see here. So I got up to 3, and then shortly it starts deteriorating or going down. So to win the game, you have to be consistently clicking the cookie. So, and if we didn't include the forever block it wouldn't work, since it would only work the split second when you're clicking the flag. So we have to include the forever block, so this command would apply the whole time the person's playing the game. Lastly, for our big cookie, we're going to drag another when the flag clicked block. So as you can see, we have kind of 4 things of code going on here. So, and then under that, we're going to create a broadcast command. So as you can see, when you click this, you can create a new message, you can name it, and then click OK. As you can see, I named it broadcast BG because this is all the background code, the stuff that goes on in the background, the mini cookies. So when the flag clicked, you can create the new broadcast command and then drag it out, broadcast BG, and then you can click BG from the drop down menu if that's needed. And after that, you're going to go to the background sprite. As you can see, these are like the mini cookies that go on in the background when the game is going on. So the broadcast BG, kind of tells this sprite to get going. So as you can see, the when I receive BG blocks here. So I put the broadcast BG block here. So when this sprite receives the signal, so the when I receive BG signal, we have 2 sections right here. So the first one is you're going to drag the forever loop out of the control section, so it goes on forever. And then I have the glide 1 sex to random position from the motion block. So this means it's going to just glide to a random position all over the screen. And then if on edge bounce, so if it's on the edge of the screen, it just bounces off like that. And it goes on forever until the game is stopped. So then we have another when I receive BG, so these 2 things start happening at the same time. And then another forever loop here, and then inside the forever loop, we have a create clone of myself. I think that's in the control panel. Yes, it is. So create clone of myself. So that means creating a clone of yourself each time, and then wait 1 second and go to back layer, which means the background. So this means that there's going to be millions of cookies floating around eventually, and that's how the game works. So as you can see, it's just constantly making new clones and constantly moving around the screen. And yeah, so that's pretty much how you code the game. You can create like a certain score. You can make it so that like a certain score is like you lose and you can't play anymore. You can just stop the game. Or you can add a different twist, make a different sprite. Perhaps you want to make a donut, not a cookie. But that's a basic cookie clicker game. So I will link this project down in the description if you want to check it out. And I'll also link my Scratch project down in the description as well if you want to check that out. But this is going to be the end of today's tutorial. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment if you liked it. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!